Okay guys, it's time for a little conversation about Ruby and her heart and her tonsils and all of that. So I'm gonna give the background story for anyone who hasn't been with us or isn't over on Instagram and everywhere else where I've kind of shared as we've been walking through this since January. So we knew that Ruby had a heart condition. She does have a hole in her heart. Nothing like what Zoe had, but nevertheless, congenital heart condition, you know, always has worries that come along with it. So as part of kind of standard procedure, and because Ruby snores a little bit and sleeps in the craziest positions, she had a sleep study done back in, I think in January, I'm pretty sure. And the results were that she had mild obstructive sleep apnea. Very common. Zoe actually had the same diagnosis at 5. I'm pretty sure she was 5 also. And the pediatrician said, I'm pretty sure he said it's kind of up to me, but it would be a good idea to go to the ENT. Okay. So it took a long time to get that appointment. We went to that appointment. It was over an hour away. We got called back. You know, like the nurse or whatever that's checking us in. And she was asking all these questions that were like family history and Ruby's like history, and I did not have answers. And I started to feel the parental pressure, like I'm her mom, but I don't know this stuff. And I just sort of blurted out, like, she's only been with us for a few months. And the lady was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, she's adopted, you know. Big mistake. So after I said that, she asked me if I had adoption paperwork, and I said no one told me to bring that with. So no, I didn't have it. And like I said, I'm an hour away. I can't just run home and grab it or whatever. And I told her we've been to lots of specialists and no one has asked for that. Can I ask why you would need that? And she said, to prove that you're the parent. So I was like, okay, to prove I'm the parent. So I'm like, okay, so if I brought my other kids in, what would I bring for this, you know, for the same purpose? And she said nothing. And I gotta tell you, that does not sit well with me. If I need to prove I'm a parent, then it should be for all my kids. So when I asked her why is that I don't bring anything for the other kids, she said, because they're your actual kids. What? Did I just hear that correctly? At the point that I told her I did not have the adoption paperwork, she literally pushed herself away from the computer desk that she was working at and told me that they would not see Ruby until I brought in that paperwork. I was just like, what? Like, really? We have to get up and leave? So we had to leave. She didn't get seen. That was right before our Oregon trip. And while we were in Oregon, the cardiologist called after Ruby's heart procedure, which I believe that was in May. I have a vlog about that. He was calling so he took the information from that procedure to a panel, and he was calling to tell me kind of the final conclusion. So the conclusion was that the hole in her heart is really not very big. It seems to be slowly closing on its own, and they don't feel like repairing it is actually necessary. However, she has pulmonary hypertension to a significant enough degree that that's a problem. And he said the size of the hole in her heart should not be causing this pulmonary hypertension. And so he's wondering if something else is. So he started to ask me if like she snores and stuff, and I say yes. She has been diagnosed with mild sleep apnea, and he said, okay, please get her into the ENT, because if we can fix what's causing the sleep apnea, then we might be able to, you know, that might fix the pulmonary hypertension. So, praise the Lord. I decided to switch to a new ENT. We went last week, and sure enough, they want to take out her tonsils and adenoids. And I'm really, really hoping that that will fix the pulmonary hypertension. While I was at the ENT, she told me that the sleep study looked like it was read for an adult. And she said the numbers are actually really significant, and it's not mild sleep apnea, which I was a little miffed about, actually, because all these months we thought it was mild, and, you know, here or there whether we treated it, and come to find out it's actually significant. So definitely nothing that we need to be putting off. We've got to get this surgery done. So Ruby will be getting her tonsils and adenoids out, and yesterday they called to schedule. The pediatric anesthesiologist is very booked, and they literally have only one day that they know of in any kind of near future. And obviously this is not something that we want to put off. So Ruby will be having her tonsils and adenoids out on her birthday. Yeah. So there's that.
Happy birthday to Ruby.
Yeah. I feel bad, but I mean, honestly, she probably doesn't know the difference. We're hoping to have a party for her, and, you know, that can be whenever. And obviously we'll still celebrate her birthday, and it'll all be good. But yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So upcoming surgery for her, just in a few weeks, really. And 6 weeks after that, she will have another sleep study to see where that's at.